समझ वे सियाणा कुत्ता खाऊंदा वे गू.
Hello and welcome to Beats by Nova, and in this video we are going to reproduce Prabdeep's new track Dosh. I mean not reproduce exactly, हम लोग same beat नहीं बनाएंगे. We are going to be giving it a very different vibe altogether because Prabdeep recently on his Instagram said that he'll be sharing the acapella of the track for other producers to mess with, so we are going to do just that. But before we move forward, like this video, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with all my beats and tutorials. Now let's get started. Okay, so जो original गाना है दोष प्रदीप का, that is a very 80s retro vibe का गाना है, and it has a very huge harmonic spectrum. There's a lot of harmonies going on और बहुत मतलब it's a very musically rich song.
ना इंसाफी है ना माफी है सही काम लई.
What I feel like doing to that track is something polar opposite, because I like to go ekdam 180 degree ulta whenever I'm trying to mess with a sample or something like that, है ना? And I have already downloaded it and let's see what it sounds like.
मैं जी रहा वां ऐसे ही ख्याल विच किया मेरी कीमत ले किया मेरा दोष.
ठीक है, so what I am planning to do is make a very old school boom bap yet थोड़ा orchestral track, जो जैसे late 90s में जो tracks होते थे, late 90s early 2000s में जैसे tracks होते थे, something like that maybe. So let's see the first thing that I have done to this vocal. मैंने सबसे पहले तो इसकी जो BPM है उसको बढ़ा के 91 कर दिया. I think the original BPM was around 89. So this is how the sped up version sounds like.
जी रहा वां ऐसे ही ख्याल विच किया मेरी कीमत ले किया मेरा दोष.
तो अब इसको एक बूम बैप टच देने के लिए मैंने सबसे पहले इसमें कुछ ओल्ड स्कूल ड्रम्स ऐड करे हैं. I have a kick, a snare, a hi-hat and an open hat. Nothing fancy, and this is what my groove sounds like. After that, I have played some really basic chords on a piano, and I have played it in a very predictable manner just to drive home the groove of the track, and this is what the piano sounds like. And the VST I'm using for this is Flex. It's one of my favorite stock plugins and one of my go-to plugins in general because the sounds I feel are really accessible. The preset that I'm using is Close Grand, and I've used that because it has that very shrill sound which you get on a studio recorded piano. So I was really digging that sound, and I have made some variations of the same piano. एक pattern में मैंने bass notes पे थोड़ा ज़्यादा emphasize करा है, and that sounds like this. And if you can hear, the bass is playing on the left, the higher keys are playing on the right, so I'm trying to have that stereo field. Then after the piano, I have a bassline playing, and bassline mein I have had different patterns based on the verse and the hook, so the bassline sounds something like this. And for the bass as well, I have used Flex. Obviously, I can replace it with a higher end bass later on, like Omnisphere or something like that. But for me, like the ease and the accessibility of a sound triumphs the technicalities और वो छोटा-छोटा चीजें होती हैं उससे. The preset that I'm using is 5-string fingered bass, and I've had a hook variation in this bass line which sounds something like this. ठीक है, so along with the drums, my keyboard and my bass line, my beat sounds like this. I'm not going to play the vocals as yet because I want to save the best for last. And honestly, this right here is the majority of the beat because those old school kind of beats were more on the minimalistic end. I think even thematically, Prabdeep's lyrics do majority of the work, so to have a very complex beat would have been a bit fighting वाला हो जाता कि the artist is fighting with the music, which I do not like. अगर lyrics बहुत complicated होते हैं, I like to keep it a very simple beat. wonder why modern music sounds so musically complex और इतना left right में सब कुछ हो रहा होता है stereo field में वगैरह. because they don't write really good songs. And by the way, if you want to stay connected with everything I do, follow me on Instagram at NovocaneMusic97 and check out my website novocanemusic.com if you want to buy the beats I post on this channel. Okay, so after that there is some small accents and counter melodies I have added here and there. And the first one is on a VST called Contact. मेरे पास free version है. I don't have any expensive libraries. I am only using the free ones that are available online. And one of them is this free orchestra ki short strings. These are like very short staccato strings that are there, so they sound something like this. And to complement these strings, I have played a very small trumpet piece which is on another free VST, and I always mess up the name, so I'm just going to read it out. VSCO2 Orchestra. Weirdest plugin name I have ever seen. So yeah, this is how it sounds like. At another place, I also have a trumpet section which is like a very small trumpet staccato which I have played on Flex, and that part sounds like this. So as you can see, I haven't complicated it as much, but still, you know, when all of these things come together, there is something happening sonically, and that's I think the best part of an orchestra की अगर तुम एक violinist को देखोगे या एक trumpet player को देखोगे, वो एक ही note बजा रहा है, but together all of it sounds very musical and very harmonious. And obviously I'm not nowhere near an expert on orchestration and all, but I think I'm trying to do something of that sort here. So together my beat with all of these accents and all of the drums etc. sounds something like this. Okay, and beach mein I have a bridge where I've cut out all the other instruments and I've just had a piano. मैंने थोड़ा और time के लिए play करा chords को, and when I'm doing the tang 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 वाला चीज़ है, I have added some more notes just to give it a more hand played vibe, and that is how it sounds like. Okay, now one technical discrepancy that is there, जो कोई भी अगर बंदा real instrument बजाता होगा वो जान ले लेगा मेरी, कि भाई तुमने यहाँ पे 1 2 3 4 5 नोट साथ में बज रहे हैं, and my response to that is okay. मतलब ठीक है, I know that I'm breaking a rule, but as long as it sounds good, I don't think it should be a problem. Yes, it is technically incorrect, but I'm not playing a live instrument, I'm doing computer magic stuff. Let us go into a bit of mixing, and ज़्यादा अपन लोग इसमें मिक्स करेंगे नहीं because the vocals were already pre-mixed. सबसे पहले मैंने जो vocals आए थे उस पे एक very slight एक high pass filter लगाया है because I found that my bass was interacting too much with the lows in the vocals, so मैंने उसको थोड़ा सा reduce करा है just to make some room for my bass. Limiter मैंने use करा है एक जगह पे just to even compress the vocals to the vocals by themselves sound like this before the mix. And after then after that all the drums etc. I don't have a lot of effects on them. थोड़ा सा snare से lows उड़ाए हैं, 7000 के करीब इसको एक बूस्ट दिया है. देन इन द किक एकदम जो सब फ्रीक्वेंसीज हैं जो मेरे बेस पे आने वाली हैं उनको थोड़ा सा डक करा है. आई लाइक टू डू half time on all of my hi-hats just because it adds a lower octave and वो और texture देता है उसको. So that I have done, that's it. Then comes the piano. तो क्या करा है एकदम again वो bass से conflicting जो भी frequencies है उनको उड़ा दिया है. इसमें actually I have had an automation because in places where my bass is not playing I really want the bass from the piano to stand out. तो उन जगहों पे I have let the bass shine through. Then there is एकदम जो extreme highs हैं वो थोड़े से उड़ाए हैं. Half time again on the piano. Limiter से थोड़ी सी compression, delay. That's about it. I can actually like imagine the old Prabdeep rapping on it and killing this एकदम ऐसा rapidy rap zone में जाते हुए. But yeah. And now let us listen to the whole track in context and let's see what Prabdeep's Dosh vocals sound on an old school boom bap kind of a beat.
No, but made the beat drop. Na mafia, sahi kam layi, na kamiye.
मैं जी रहा वां ऐसे ही ख्याल विच किया मेरी कीमत नाले की है मेरा दोष सोना मैं बनावा मैनू मिट्टी दे पाओ ते दिता तोल मैं दौड़ तो आगे थोड़ी अलग मेरी दौड़ मैं भज रहा तेज तामी इको था ते क्यों समाज दे नजरिए तो रूह मेरी अलग समाज दी नजर तो रूहानियत पे गलत समाज दी कसौटी विच होया बद चलन समाज करदा दूर इंसानियत तो तरफ समाज वैसे आना बन दिया पैरां ते साडे सोने दी संगल ना इंसाफी है ना माफी है सही काम लई ना कामी है.
Thanks a lot for making it this far. Like and share this video with anyone you think needs it. And before I let you go, subscribe to my original music channel Novocaine and check me out on Spotify. And also do check out my website novocainemusic.com for all my updates and exclusive content. I'll see you in the next one.
रहना चाहता हूँ मैं भी माइक पे ऑन करना चाहता हूँ वर्ल्ड चेंज फॉर माई टाइम